Good boy. Go lay down over there. Go lay down over there. I'm gonna stand right here, so you can't lay down here. No, you can't lay down here, bud. You gotta go in the go lay down over there. Go. Go over there, Orly. Go. Good boy. Go ahead. You're okay. Good boy. Right there. Right there. Lay down. Right there. Mun Bun doesn't feel good today. Money is, I don't know, in some kind of pain. She's just showing me signs of pain, and she's been really glued to me lately. She feels a little bit warm. I feel like maybe she has mastitis, or she has like some kind of thing going on with her guts, maybe gut pain. She's eating and drinking, and so I'm not worried about her in that way. But Mun Bun hasn't been feeling so hot. Orly, do you want to go outside, baby doll? You want to go outside and lay down? Yeah? You want to go outside and lay down? Oh, careful. Stay right there. Wait. Here. Eat your pig's ear. Go lay down. Hi, mamas. And look at what she lets her boobies are sore all the time from nursing. So if I start to rub her belly a little bit, she'll roll over on her back. Oh, no, she's hurting a little bit. Do you need to go release your milk, buddy? You need to go nurse those? Here, she's gonna crash and roll it over. She's really warm. There it goes. She wants to do it. She wants to roll onto her back. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Let me rub that belly. Here he goes. Come on, let me rub. There she goes. There she goes. To rub on those bellies. Oh, yes. The nipples are so sore. I love you. I love you. To mamash. It's my girl. I love you. You're the best girl ever. I'm so happy that you're my girl. I love you. I had to put all my bracelets on one hand because my Apple Watch, which is charging right now, keeps pushing the button. My gloves at work push the button, and I've almost called 911. I set the siren off like 3 times. I just took it off like 2 minutes ago to put it on the charger. We don't have any internet. It says we have 3 bars right now. She is a good mommy. I love you. I love you. She feels like she has a cracked rib, but I don't know if that's old. It doesn't look like it's a lot. Like, it feels like it was cracked and healed, but like, so that could be like way old. Just maybe I never noticed it before. I don't know. But she has been doing all normal things. Like, she's not. She wants me to rub her belly more. Is that where it hurts right there? Oh, yeah, you know what? She's gonna, so she doesn't have enough she has more nipples than she does kittens. So the nipples that are not being used are starting to like dry up. And because the kittens, when they're new, they like just go to whatever nipple and all the nipples get used kind of evenly. But after they start to like become aware of the world,
they start to pick a nipple and they always go to that same nipple. They all have their same spot. They know where their spot is. And so all the other nipples will just dry up. So I think that's where we are right now. I think she might have like a little, not so much mastitis, but I think she's sore from her nipples drying up. And she's just literally a Velcro kitty right now. And she only does that when she's not feeling good. She is a little bit warm. Get this girl over. Is your ear bothering you? Can I look inside it? Ready to get down? Okay. Yep, you're the best. I love you. Alright, I'm gonna get back to work now. I gotta do this while I have the idea to do it, or I won't do it. And apparently, the tablet is just like picking up 0. Guys, guess what? You guys remember the story I was telling you about my ex-boyfriend Craig? There it goes. Their mutual friend, it ended up causing some drama. So anyways, my ex-boyfriend Craig, and you remember how I started when I was working painting the house, that the guy that I was working with, he like bought a boat off of Craig one time, and we just happened to like figure that out through the story about a guy that drove by. I was telling him the story about a guy that drove by, and then he was like, oh yeah, that's my friend Craig. And I was like, does he? And then I like gave some info about Craig, and he was like, yeah. And I was like, no way. Come to find out, yeah, it's the right Craig. And I was like, well, message him and tell him to get in contact with me, because, you know, like, I live here now and I want to go do something cool. Anyway, it's been months, like probably like 3 months or something like that, and I still haven't heard from Craig. Well, it's Elliot's birthday today. Elliot turned 10 today. We celebrated yesterday because I had to work today. But on my way to work this morning, I stopped at the store, and who the fuck did I bump into? Craig. And I was just like, no fucking, I was on the phone with Elliot too when it happened. I was like talking to Elliot, and I was like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. You are never going to believe who I just bumped into right now. Gregory. And so Elliot got to say hello to him, which is really exciting. And then anyway, so hung up with Elliot, and I chatted with Craig for probably 2 minutes. And then I hopped in the car, and I was like, oh fuck, I got kind of like stunned from seeing Craig. So I completely forgot to get myself water before work. So I had to pull back in and get my water. And Craig had stood by my car, waited for me to get out of the gas, you know, to get my stuff. And so we sat and talked for like 5 or so minutes. But come to find out, he doesn't even have a phone. He like doesn't have a phone at all. And he's literally like living in the woods in a fucking van with his dog, just like always. Yep, bumped into him heads first. I do not know who the father of the babies are, no. You got to be really careful because they put glue, Nikki. They use glue, and the lady in the emergency vet told me, she's the vet herself, okay, the doctor herself, said that the. Are you peeing on the kennel right now? Seriously? You got busted right there. He had a got caught. She said that they're tearing. She's getting a lot of animals coming in with torn fixin' scars things. They're surgical opening. They're not using stitches to close it up anymore. They're just using glue in a lot of cases. And so yeah, it's fucking just ripping open. Do you guys remember what a fucking time I had when Orly got fixed? I don't know if you guys remember this, but like it was such a freaking nightmare. Don't put it on an empty can, Heather. I got Money a litter box. I got the kittens a litter box. Look at the kittens. They used stitches and glue. Yeah, that's what they did for Orly's balls. Use stitches and glue. Hello, babies. Hello, babies. Hi, baby. There's my favorite one right there. Papa needs you to head out. Hello, my babies. Hold on, Muns. Okay, go ahead. Hello, babies. Money's looking at the phone like, why are you putting the phone at my babies? She doesn't know what it is. That one there loves me the most. The one that Money's licking right now. We've got our favorites. Yes, we've got kittens. And they're new babies. They're only like, today is their, or yesterday was their 3 week old. They're 3 weeks old. You guys believe it? It's been 3 weeks. Okay, Orly, I'm gonna come get you in 1 second, babe. Like, can you believe it? Thanks. Yep, it was muted. Come on, Orly. Can you tell he has a path? Come on. Oh, inside. Let's go. Look at my tomatoes, you guys. And look, my sweet potato is growing. I got a sweet potato here too. I don't know if it's actually gonna grow or not. I accidentally ripped it out thinking it was a weed, but then I was like, oh my God, that's a slip. So I just shoved it in the soil somewhere else. So we'll see how that goes. If it starts to do things, I will plant it in something else bigger. I've got bigger pots like this too, but everything's getting so big. The tomatoes are like really doing well. I'm just shocked, man. I love growing tomatoes. They're just so easy. You got good hot sun and good, some, delicious water. Boom, tomatoes. What are we doing here, bud? You want a treat, huh? Oh my God, I have like a cut on my cuticle and it is like so annoying. Every time I put my hand in anything, it's like hurting it. So it's making the boo-boo get bigger, open, and then I have to like bite the skin off. It sucks so bad. Yeah, I can't think of what else is new. All right, everybody's taken care of. Money's nursing. Look at the cool cage that I got for the animals. I'm gonna put the kittens in that in like a little while.
With Diddy and Jane, and who the girlfriend, who the wife was. It took almost no time whatsoever for people to start speculating that Friday. Today is Sunday, June 15th. So what we're reading here is from Friday. Now, I think it's important to point out, because stuff just happens so fast, and then if we don't mark it in time, it's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. So I do want to mark this in time. But the day before the Kanye stunt happened, there was a 2-hour delay. A 2-hour delay for court to start. And this is very unusual, especially in this particular judge's courtroom. Like, he's usually trying to get the jury hours are for the jury. Now, it was all super secret. We didn't know what they were talking about. They would
go and lay down over there. No.
Room,
go over there. Back up.
And then they would come out. Then one would come
back up.
Then another would go back
over there.
And they would all get sent back out. Okay, cool. Court
come on, man.
start again.
Let me have my floor for like 5 minutes.
And then little by little, we started to, this is on Thursday, the day before Kanye did this publicity stunt, we started to find out that the meetings going on had to do with a line of questioning about a party. Jane Doe in the Diddy case was testifying about a party in Las Vegas for a famous rapper's girlfriend or wife, and it was for her birthday, and they were in Vegas.
Have you guys been listening to the Puff Daddy case?
She was just innocently in this rapper's hotel room, and a freak off started happening.
Yo, I don't know what happened. My TikTok is like blowing up.
Familiarity with Anton.
I have a video that is not a
This
TikTok
man,
shop video that's
doing
just me
relations
talking
with
that has almost a
woman
million views.
at the Freak Off in a hotel in Vegas in January 2024. So what we end up kind of finding out is that before court, the thing that made the court delayed for like 2 hours had to do with that party. Now, for some reason, Diddy and his team wanted to name that rapper, wanted to say who the rapper and who the girlfriend, who the wife was. It took almost no time whatsoever for people to start speculating that that was Kanye. It was Kanye having a freak off with the same S worker that Diddy uses, Antoine. Now, is it and was it for sure Kanye? We will never know, or maybe we will eventually, but there was other guesses too, like Rick Ross apparently was in Vegas around that time, or I don't even want to say because I didn't like actually do the research, so like, I don't know, people were saying that. People were saying like somebody else too. Somebody tried to tell me it was Beyonce and Jay-Z, but I know for a fact because I just happen to have the same birthday as Beyonce, different years, but I have the same birthday as her, so I know for a fact her birthday is not in January. And somebody was in my comments saying Jay-Z owns a plane and Beyonce's birthday is January 4th. And I'm like, no, it isn't. Because like, you know, if you have a celebrity share a birthday with a celebrity, you remember it. And her birthday's not in January. Her birthday's the same day as mine, September. So who knows who this is? Who knows who the celebrity couple is? But there's indicators it could have been Kanye and Bianca because they were in Vegas at that time. They did go to a strip club. You know, there's all these different things that add up to where it could be. It doesn't seem like Kanye and Bianca are ruled out as these mystery rapper and wife or whatever. But Jane Doe was there with him. Talking about your wife's so pretty, your girlfriend's so pretty and beautiful. She saw Antoine, the S worker, there. Now, her and Antoine end up exchanging text messages about seeing their mutual friend. It ended up causing some drama with Diddy and Jane, but all
I don't
that's
know
not
how to
here nor
explain
there.
that sensation.
The rapper, the 2-hour delay about the rapper and his wife having basically a freak off, that's what it was about. It was about, can we say the rapper's name or not? Well, after 2 hours of going back and forth, it ends up coming out, no, you can't say the rapper's name. They have nothing to do with it. If this incident of the freak off had something to do with the charged crimes, yeah, you could name the rapper's name, but this is just a sideshow. This is just a sideshow freak off that kind of led to a fight and an altercation, so no, we'll leave that out of it. Okay,
dude,
fine.
Money
So
attacked Orly so bad.
And that's when Kanye shows up to court.
She put the kittens under the bed, and I was moving the kittens from under the bed into the whelping box, and she thought Orly tried to look at the kittens or went near them, and so she started attacking him and biting his legs.
It was going to be a big drama. They were trying to
He was like barking at her, and she was like she was losing it. So I had to like literally pick her up and put her in the whelping box with the kittens. It was scary.
Fans were perpetuating that conspiracy theory.
Now he's afraid to go over
the
there.
very next day, Kanye showed up to court and we saw it. So maybe that's what that 2-hour delay was about. Maybe it wasn't. I do want to cover some other theories very quickly too, because I want to, like I said, I want to kind of make it into a little capsule, because in 2 weeks from now, I'm going to forget all this happened on the same day, and y'all probably are too. It's just so much stuff happening so fast. But there was another thing going on as well too. People were speculating that even though Kanye said he was over there to support Diddy, actually, what if he was over there to say, keep my name out your freaking mouth, because you are not about to start bringing and dragging me into your trial. No, you are not. So some people are speculating in my comments, you know, I don't know, it could be AstroTurf bots, who even knows, but I don't know. I want to offer it up because it does seem like, you know, maybe something's up, maybe something could be, maybe they could be onto something, I'll say. But one of the theories is, yeah, sure, maybe Kanye did show up and maybe he did say, yeah, I'm here to support Diddy. And maybe he did go and do all these things. Maybe he did meet up with Christian. Maybe he did sit in that overflow room. Maybe he did do all those things, but it wasn't really to support Diddy, but rather to warn Diddy. Like, I'm out here, I'm free. I can fly and come into anywhere I want at any time I want. So keep my name out your freaking mouth. You're the one getting investigated for this stuff. So you need to be the one to sit there and be quiet. And then, you know, people are saying, this is the theory of a couple people. It's not a big theory, but I do want to kind of outline a few of them. People are saying, yeah, he went in there and he sat in that overflow room with Christian Combs for 10 minutes. Why do you think he sat there for 10 minutes? Now, if you take it from Mims says is what Ye really wanted to do was come in and make a scene. He wanted to come in and make a scene, and when he realized that his scene making wasn't going to be successful, then he just left. I think he possibly got a short attention span, and he just wanted to come in and say, hey, and that was his whole thing. It wasn't really ever to sit there and like watch court, because I mean, I don't think the man has a long attention span. I really don't. But this other alternative theory is that he went in there, he sat down to Christian Combs, he said something to relay to his daddy, and he left. Importantly, people were saying Bianca was there. I didn't see Bianca. Did y'all see Bianca? Because I didn't. I saw 2 bodyguards and I saw Kanye West. That's all I saw. Or yay. Now yay. Well, all those are theories that are going around. That's fine and good. I want to finish this article, and then I want to give y'all my theory that I haven't heard anyone talking about yet, except myself. He was directed to the overflow area to watch the proceedings with his security and the rest of the normies in attendance. Their producer was on the scene covering the trial, and he hopped on TMZ Live to discuss the frenzy. Ye Ye has also talked about the mentorship role that Diddy had played in his life. And remember, he did do a song with... Ye had called Diddy in jail and recorded the phone call, and then he made a song out of it, and I think he put his daughter, Northwest, on it, and then there was this big copyright disagreement. This is a couple months ago, or a month or so ago. I guess it was a couple months ago now. I mean, it's so hard to keep up. I've been live every single day for hours, so it's really all a blur to me, which is why I want to start making a couple of these videos with the larger, higher points here, so
Yeah,
that
it's
I don't
in
forget anything for the
my
little
car.
time capsule of this trial. But yeah, Diddy and Kanye have been friends, but they also seem to have been rivals as well. As you know, Kanye is one of the few stars who has stood by Diddy despite the accusations against him, putting a phone call he had with Diddy from federal prison in a song he released in March. The track is Something About Sunshine. Also featured Christian, which is Diddy's son, and Kanye's daughter, Northwest. The sources say it led to tension between Ye and Kim Kardashian. I want to now get into my theory, and it has to do with...
I've already worked for like 6 hours today.
That is my clue.
I feel
that
so
was the
weak.
First clue is that I was watching Inner City Press's tweets live, and right around the same time that Kanye was making this big scene was the first time in the entire trial at all that I have seen or heard mention of this honey. Well, I shouldn't say at all, because you know what? I saw it one other place. There was this like royal honey that was found in Diddy's Miami home, and it had this certain substance in it called tadalafil. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Tadalafil. I'm not exactly know if I'm saying it right, but it is a naturally occurring like arousal stimulant, basically for males. And Diddy had some in his house that was found in the Miami raids, and it was like this beautiful gold packaging, a little bee on it or something. And it said it on it, like what it was in English, but then had this Arabic writing. It looked very luxurious. Who knows how much it cost? But even when I saw that, I was like, I've heard of this before in the Kanye case. Well, yesterday, or 2 days ago rather, today's Sunday, so Friday, when Kanye was showing up, and it was like, what's he here for? Is he here to support Diddy? Is he here to make a scene? Is he here to, I don't know.
I'm
He hasn't
trying
really been
not to hurt
tweeting
you.
as much
There you
anymore. He hasn't really been, he all of a sudden gave up
You trying to
anti,
use me to cuddle up
you know
or
what,
something?
tism.
So
I don't
cute.
want to say it. I don't want to trigger any algorithms. Kanye seems to have been trying recently in the last few weeks to kind of clean up his image and all of that. So it's just all this stuff's going on. So I want to bring your attention to the actual transcript of Friday's proceedings. And I want to show you one specific thing that was asked about. Now, this is whenever Diddy's former personal assistant, another personal assistant, has testified, and this one also has pled the fifth. And I understand the most of why he would plead the fifth, because his was all like very recent. He worked for Diddy from 2021 all the way through to the time Diddy was arrested. So after the raids, after the Cassie lawsuit, this assistant stayed loyal to Diddy, and he was working for him, and he wouldn't really say anything bad about Diddy. I mean, he seemed to be telling the truth, but he also said some things that, seemed to maybe even help Diddy. He said some things that helped the prosecution. He did seem like a neutral witness, and he did seem credible and believable. His name is Jonathan Perez. He apparently works as an executive assistant or a personal assistant in Hollywood for celebrities or whatever, but he's from Fort Lauderdale. So he was testifying, and he's a government witness. He's one of the last ones. They have like 5 more witnesses left they're going to call, they said. And he was answering questions. Were there ever times that you had to set up king rooms yourself? Yes. How many times? I can't give you an exact number, maybe 5 times. Okay, and why were you not involved in setting up the king nights more often? He said, well, usually my hours were during the day. Okay, when you set up the hotel rooms, what kind of items did you bring to the hotel? Okay, so what do we remember before today? What are the things that these assistants would bring? Baby oil, Astro, you know what, substances, illicit, outfits, changes of clothes, food. We've heard all this. Baby oil was a big one. Lights, mood lighting, could change color, red lights, blue lights, whatever. Products, hygiene products for Diddy's, creams, things like that, moisture, like things that you're going to need for 12 to 24 hours. But for over a month, we've been in this trial. Since May 12th, this trial has been started. Actually, May 5th is whenever I believe the jury selection started. But let's just say testimony started on the 12th. It was a month into trial before we get this little tidbit right here. Remember the question, when you set up the hotel rooms, what kind of items did you bring food, liquor, beverages, change of clothes, lights, music, and other personal items. What kinds of personal items? Well, like protections and astro. Question. Okay, so this is a question. This didn't just accidentally come up. This is a specific question the prosecutors are asking, the feds are asking to try and get an answer out of this assistant. Did you ever include honey in your setup for king nights? Yes. What was your understanding of what the honey was for? It was like honey. The honey enhances a man's libido. Okay, I want to show you this evidence. Government Exhibit 1B265. Okay. Do you recognize what's in this photo? Yes. What is it? Honey. Is it the same honey you would use for king nights? Yes. Okay, then that's the end of that line of questioning. There's a new line of questioning about something else he would bring. You mentioned bringing lights. What kind of lights did you bring? Like small up lights. Okay, so there's this whole section about honey. What types of things did you bring? Food, liquor, beverages, change of clothes, lights. He doesn't say honey. What kinds of personal items? He says a couple more things. Astro, protection. Yes. But did you ever specifically, she specifically wants him to say yes to this honey question.
Hey,
So okay.
no
That's the
scratching.
transcript from Friday. So that brings me
No,
to
no pause.
my theory. What you're looking at right here is a lawsuit against Kanye West, aka Ye, aka Yeezy, aka Yeezy Apparel, from a former personal assistant. This is from last year, October 2024. Lauren Piscata, who Kanye has repeatedly tweeted about and said, Lauren Piscata is a liar, XYZ, LMNOP. Look at all the stuff she's suing him for. Breach of contract, wrongful termination, harassment, retaliation, gender discrimination, harassment, discrimination, and failure to present, fraud, unpaid wages, failure to provide accurate wage statements, failure to reimburse, intentional infliction of emotional distress. So she's suing him for all those things. And of course, in a lawsuit, you do say why you're suing someone. It's 86 pages long. We definitely not going to read the whole thing. But I want to show y'all a little excerpt passage from in here. On July 31st, this is page 14. So she's just been going and going, right? She's talking about Kanye having his accountant wire $50,000 to women for SEX. She doesn't name who the workers are. And then in July 2022, Kanye told this personal assistant where he wanted to stay at a hotel. He was living out of hotels at the time. Plaintiff had to constantly make sure that Kanye had a place to sleep. He advised he wanted to stay in Santa Barbara. Then he revealed details about a paid sexual encounter with another woman. And he's like, keep that room at that crappy Malibu spot, F the blank out of blank. Okay, look at this. It said he would frequently, this is his assistant, this is less than a year ago. I believe this lawsuit is still ongoing. This is against Kanye. This is a civil suit. This is not a criminal complaint. Kanye would frequently host parties at various luxury hotels, including
Buddy, you better stop scratching me though. Your nails are sharp.
the Beverly Hills Waldorf Astoria, and the San Ysidro, I don't know how to say that, Ranch in Montecito. Ye would frequently come up with stories and schemes to lure plaintiff and other women to these locations, and Ye would contact plaintiff under the guise of needing something specific, and he would typically say that he needed his honey. I've done a whole video on this. I've read through this whole lawsuit, so if you're interested in this lawsuit, and I do have a video on it, I'll try to link it below. Thumbnail right here. So Kanye is being accused in this civil suit. I don't know if it's true or not, but it's just an accusation. He's being accused of constantly, basically lying to this plaintiff who's now suing him. She was his assistant at the time, under the guise of needing something specific, typically his SEX honey. And the defendant, Kanye, would demand that only the plaintiff was allowed to hand deliver it to him to be ready. And in order to adequately perform, he required his honey to the hotel wherever he was staying. Look, it says it's a definition. The honey was a sexual enhancement product that Ye took and required plaintiff, this assistant, to always have an ample supply. On one such occasion, in August 2022, it was just in the afternoon, Kanye called the plaintiff to demand that she drive a total round trip of 4 hours to his hotel to hand deliver the honey. But then the assistant's like, you don't have no more honey. You out. So she couldn't find any additional packs or boxes that he was requesting at that time, and therefore she wasn't going to be able to bring the honey. He then revealed, this is according to the lawsuit filed to this plaintiff, his true premeditated plan was to lure her to the hotel under a false pretense, to have the opportunity to take advantage of her, exposing her to that parties. Okay, wait, time out. Just hold it right there. You mean to tell me the day after they bring it up in court about this Vegas party with another rapper and his girlfriend that wanted Diddy's apparent girlfriends actually found herself at. Diddy ends up,
Oh god, that hurts, dude. Yeah, that hurts real bad.
So
Okay,
mad. He
it
was
hurts.
mad. He was so mad that he ended up slapping her. He ended up recording her testimony. I don't know what's there. He ended up calling over the.
It's still muted.
It's
I don't know why it's still muted. It shouldn't be muted.
They're usually doing the freak off activities.
It's not
Jay
muted.
and Antoine see each other at another rapper's freak off in Vegas. Oops. They get to talk.
It's not muted.
Can you name the rapper? Can you name his wife? Can you not? We don't know. Diddy wanted to, and Diddy's already argued before that he's being unfairly targeted because there's other celebrities who have never been charged with this stuff, and they do it too. It's a lifestyle. Well, that very day, they start getting rumors and conspiracy theories that Kanye was actually a quarterback. Everybody's thinking it's Kanye. Everybody's thinking it's Bianca and Kanye. Then the very next day, Kanye actually shows up to court. At that same very exact day, for the first time ever in Diddy's case, we hear about this libido honey. And the libido honey has been mentioned since like last year in October in a Kanye West lawsuit. Not any lawsuit, but one about S parties. Not only that, but you also have that royal honey to Daffodil found at Diddy's Miami mansion, the Star Island one. There's other stuff about her in this lawsuit. She had told him many times, multiple occasions, she did not want to be involved in what he was doing behind closed doors. Kanye openly admitted, according to this lawsuit, his true wish and his plan was to have this plaintiff drive out there to deliver the honey, but then to make her stay once she walked in on Kanye having an S party, and it would have already been in session. Now, this was in 2022. This particular party consisted of both males and females, some of whom were Yeezy employees. Bianca was there, and family members of Kanye. He sent the following text, and yeah, I wanted you to bring honey and stay, but it didn't work. LOL. What you want for your birthday? Then he asked for pictures. Let me just control F honey. Yeah, he had like texted her some of the men who were there, I guess, to like lure her there. But look, there was another A-list celebrity here. Yeah, this is 2022, so Diddy would have not been in jail. Okay. Also, Diddy and Kanye are being sued together by someone, which, I mean, some of these people do be lying in these lawsuits, take it with a grain of salt. But look, at 6 p.m. that night in August 2022, Kanye texted plaintiff names of some of the men and women at the SEX party, the freak-off. They put an SEX party in quotes, but it's a freak-off. Had plaintiff shown up to deliver the honey, here's all the men who were there. If you would have shown up, this was an attempt to impress her, the assistant, and persuade her to join in. Me, a celebrity at the ranch. She often had to field multiple requests made by Kanye about these S parties. She had to say, oh, I got plans, oh, I got to do this, oh, I got to do that. The month before that, this is July now, 2022, he's having another freak-off. He required the plaintiff to acquire and hand deliver the honey to the office, the Yeezy and Gap shared office in Hollywood. After dropping off the honey, plaintiff returned to her home in West Hollywood and would later take up residence 4 doors down. Can I come by your spot and see if that honey works? He texted her. Can I come by your spot and see if that honey works? LOL. This is another time. Can I come by your spot and see if the honey works? In reliance on the promise to pay her, typically, when Kanye abruptly entered a short-lived godly phase, godlike phase, it was prompted by him having had one too many of his out-of-control Hennessy and honey-fueled S parties. During such a time, Kanye would very briefly take stock of his disgraceful and illegal behavior and lifestyle, spend some time thinking about his family and his children, and ultimately he would want to repent in some way. He would then require everyone around him to make adjustments in their lives and adapt to this new brief phase of his life. No alcohol, no cursing, no SEX. All women had to be covered from head to toe. No mid-drift, no high heels, because that was a different type of energy. He didn't want to be tempted. So I'll come back to LA. Look, this is perhaps one of the best examples of Kanye's hyper-SULE focused thinking and twisted priorities is a text message response that he sent to plaintiff after she relayed information to him regarding the delayed turnaround time for his Japanese work visas for him and some guests he was trying to get. Quote, so I'll come back to LA. I do want to see my kids. And there's so much bleep in LA. I may rent a room and take the honey pack, drink some tequila, and just take appointments. He goes on and texts his assistant. I'm a great guy and dad, but I love bad bleep, and I love to bleep the bleep out of bleep bleep and make them fall in love too. This lawsuit is full of honey, y'all. On another occasion, Ye asked the plaintiff to get him honey, an SUL enhancement performance honey. Ye required plaintiff always have it on
Oh my God, my
soup. To deliver it to him in advance. I'm a blank the blank out of this blank off the honey. This is a text message she sent.
My house is such a fucking mess. I haven't cleaned it in like literally weeks, and it needs to be cleaned really bad.
A-list celebrity friends, meaning name withheld.
but I'm just so tired on the weekends.
That ever happened. I certainly wasn't there. But the funny thing,
When I get home from work, I'm tired.
but it never got mailed.
And it just doesn't seem like any fun.
It's like he had baby oil, and Astro. I mean, there was baby pools full of baby
Dude,
oil.
this is the best cup of noodles I've ever had. These stir-fried ones. Holy crap. They're so good.
But I mean, girl, we'll get to that later.
They're flavored. They've got, the broth is super duper good.
But I did want to put that in there. Is it
It's not just like a bunch of salt and chicken flavor. It's like a dynamic umami. All right, y'all.
But maybe it has a little bit less to do with
I guess I'm gonna go because, yeah, I'm tired and I'm done. And do you want me to feed you again? Are you hungry? You want food? Willie has learned that if he doesn't eat his breakfast, then he gets a big, huge plate of food at the end of the day. Because he gets his breakfast and then he asks me to feed him again like an hour later.
Is there possibly more than meets the eye with this Kanye Honey situation? I don't know what's going on.
And Money is just like on a, she hasn't had any wet food in a really long time, and now she just like literally is eating me out of house and home. But she's nursing, so she's not gaining any weight. So I feel like she needs it, and I don't deny her any food. I just feed her. But God, it's so expensive.
In case something ends up coming to fruition with Kanye himself is also under some type of investigation. Everybody, of course,
listen, I don't normally eat ramen. I don't like ramen, regular ramen. I like these cup of noodles because usually they have vegetables in them and stuff, you know. These are good though. I haven't had cup of noodals in probably 10 years until here. The noodles are too soft.
Every day from pretty much 9 to 5, almost every single day, unless the court has a break, going still over and covering this Diddy trial and following.
I don't want to eat all these noodles because they're too soft.
Other news sources who are inside the courtroom and kind of live tweeting and live posting. So make sure that you are subscribed there, and also make sure.
Oh really? Okay.
Investigates because I do put other videos.
She eats too much to even bother though. Honestly, they'll give me food and she'll eat it in 2 days.
Maybe trying to adopt a child from Kazakhstan apparently or something. So. We'll just leave it at that. That's all I really have for this one. In the meantime, facts ain't definition, and neither are opinions, girl. Love you, okay, bye.
Dude, really quickly, Nikki, do you remember when I was painting the house?
But overall, I agree with Sean. He creates content on YouTube.
You remember when I was painting the house and that dude started working with me for like 2 weeks? He was a younger dude and he was supposedly like a professional painter, and so we hired him on, and then he got into like literally a fist fight with our boss in the middle of town. Do you remember that? And that's why he had to quit working there, is because him and Brad got into like a fucking fight, like, and then he called the cops on Brad and tried to get Brad put in jail. Are you kidding me? You little bitch. You started it. And then you're going to call the cops when someone, like, fuck around, you find out. Anyway, he owes me $50. I gave him $50. And he was supposed to work with us the next week and pay me, but he never did. And then he was like, oh, well, can I just help you with the roof on your bus? And I was like, sure, but I don't really want him here because I'm worried he's part of the house that steals stuff. So I don't really want him walking around my property. Anyway, so I bumped into Craig. Today. And remember, that guy, he had known Craig because, like, he sold a boat, or he had something like that. It was something, either Craig bought a boat or sold a boat. I can't remember. And that is why. Anyway, he told Craig that he was like, oh yeah, that, you know, I don't know the conversation that we're having, but Craig was like, oh yeah, he told me you took his job. And I was like, excuse me? That's what he said? Really? I was like, I was already working there, and then he started working there, and then he got fired because he got in a fight with our boss in the middle of the fucking town square, and then called the cops on him, tried to get him put in jail. That's why he doesn't work with us no more. And even if it was true, wouldn't you be ashamed to say something like that out loud? Like, oh yeah, a girl who's literally never painted before in her life did a better job than I do, and I lost my job and she took it. Like, excuse me? Wouldn't you, like, not say anything? Anyway, so that happened. What a little bitch. I told Adam, I was like, hey, next time you see him, tell him that he owes us $50. If you get the $50, you can keep it. I just don't even care. I don't want him to have it. I just want to inconvenience him. I was going to just let it go. Couldn't count it as a loss. Right? Like, what a little bitch. He's just a little punk kid, you know? He's, like, just very indicative. And FYI, he's supposedly a professional fucking painter. Tell me why I literally had to go behind him and literally paint everything over again. Tell me why. Because I did. Every single place he painted, I had to go over it again. So, literally all I do is I don't fuck around. I don't take breaks. I don't fart around. You know, I don't like sit and fart around all day. I consider my time at the job not done until the job is done, you know? Like, not a certain amount of time. And, like, so, like, if I want to go home, I have to get the job done. And, you know, you have to find a way to get the job done no matter what. Like, there's no excuse like, oh, well, blah, 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 I guess you just can't do it. No, that's not how it works. You just get it done. You just figure it out. And so, like, and I'm, like, I have attention to detail. That's the only thing. That's, like, literally my secret. I don't understand how that is so fucking difficult for people to do these days. Like, I genuinely do not understand what is so difficult about caring about what your work is. Like, don't you have any pride? Like, you should have pride in your work because you've put in effort and you've done a good job. I don't understand it. I don't understand why people go into something just slap, 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 slap. All right, it's done. It breaks my heart. So frustrating. I just want the juice. I don't want the noodles. They're too soggy. Listen. Okay, so we need to take the kids to Splash, 1. And 2, we need to go to the bounce place. We need to go to one of those bounce places. But we need to get the kids a membership to the, like, I think it's Willamalaine. If we can get them a thing for Willamalaine, then you can just go, like, whenever and not have to pay the little fee. It's only $5 to go swimming at that place, by the way. Bro, is there literally a rat here right now, Muns? Mun says the rat is here right now. I've got glue traps over there. Money, what are you doing, girl? Money! Girl, those are my stencils! Can you not tear up my stencils, bro? There you go. don't think the rat is there right now. I should put a glue trap under there. I also this giant fucking box of stuff in my middle of my living room is making life so difficult. I almost caught a rat. But he got out. And then he got wise. So let's try it with a new one. Listen, you can't just all of a sudden get all super concerned about the mouse. Because, like, you don't give a fuck for the reason why the motherfucker's in here to begin with. So, you could totally catch it. That'd be great. But you won't. I really hope she's not going and hunting mice, like, in somewhere that someone's gonna put, like, poison out. Because a lot of people do use poison out here. What? Where that bag came from. I have a good Charlotte song stuck in my head right now. Lifestyles of the rich and the famous. Look at these tweezers that I got for $1.95 at the West End Boutique. Nikki, did you see the video I posted about the dress? The dresses that I got? Well, one is like secret pants. Did you see the video I posted about it? There's this place in the mall. It's called West End Boutique. When I tell you, it is, whew. So these rats are smart and they won't fall for it. They won't fall for the rat traps. And also, the rat traps are too hard for me to load because they are literally giant and they're very, I'm scared that Money will get into one and snap her leg in. And they're too big for the mice traps. I also have had this set up and it's too fucking smart for that. It won't go in there, even though I've tried. So the glue traps are the only thing that that I've actually successfully caught a rat with. Dude, she literally sees a mouse under there or something, dude. Girl, I was trying to scare it towards you. What'd you do that for? She's all kinds of fired up. Yeah, there ain't nothing under there, girlfriend. I want something sweet. What do I want? Okay, I guess I'm really gonna go, but you should text me. And I'm picking up Elliot on Friday evening, and so we're gonna want to go do something on Saturday. I usually take him and Josh to go have lunch on Saturday, but if I already have Elliot picked up, then we can go do lunch, and I will pay. We'll go somewhere fun. There's this place. Oh, text me. There's this place in town where you can get a whole little personal pizza for like, I think $1. And there's a playground and stuff that the kids can play on. And it's more fun for like littler than Elliot kids, but Elliot keeps begging to go there, so he likes it anyway. But yeah, hit me up. All right. Yep. And it's like got mediocre coffee and stuff like that. The food is like okay. Was that just a kitten? It looked like something just jumped out of the whelping box for a second there. But I think I'm crazy. They can't quite do that. They can't control their legs yet. Anyway, I love you. It's next to Planet Fitness, I think. All right, I love you. Bye.